What's up, everybody? This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and I am going to go ahead and do a match with our Grixis Dragons deck. We look like we won the die roll, and we are going to be on the play. This looks tough to keep on the play. If we had the lands, we would definitely go for it since we do have removal. But we'll go ahead and mulligan this. That looks much better. Keeping that mountain, it could allow us to get our smaller marshes to come in untapped. But I'm just gonna keep it. And then we'll do our Polluted Delta, go get a blue land, and then we can do our mountain next turn. As I had said before, this is the deck that I've been kind of doing as a homebrew. And it's been actually pretty enjoyable to play. It's always fun killing your opponent's stuff and then attacking with big dragons. Alright, and we are underway. I had thought that we scryed that... I thought we put that mountain on top, but apparently we did not. So we'll just play a Smoldering Marsh. I might have to look back at the recording that I feel like I wanted to keep that and click that I did. So I wonder, our opponent is probably a control deck. Let's see what they got. Alright, so they've got Silumgar's Scorn, Languish, Ruinous Path, Utter End, Dig Through Time. Alright, so tons of removal and Silumgar's Scorn. Go ahead and write this down real quick. Utter, Scorn, Path, Languish, Dig, Delta, and Island. So mono removal. I'm tempted to... I think we'll just take the Dig Through Time. We don't need our opponent to be able to draw cards against us. This is going to be probably a long game, I would assume. Hopefully we have enough firepower to stay in it. Unfortunately, many cards like Draconic Roar and Fiery Impulse will probably be nearly worthless. Well, there we go. So we'll go ahead and Draconic Roar. So we still know 5 of his cards. There's the Delta. We know 4 of his cards. He does have Silumgar's Scorn, so I'm not sure that I want to play Read the Bones against. And Kolaghan's Command might actually come in handy later in the game when we can bring our creature card back to our hand, providing us more threats. I don't expect to see artifacts, and we're not really looking to let him discard at this point in the game. I'm just going to go ahead and get that Scorn out of the way now. I would guess he'll counter this. Alright, so he's got lots of removal. Languish, Utter End, and Ruinous Path are in his hand. And we are missing our lands. I wish that we had hit a land so we could play out one of these creatures, just getting out his removal. I hope you guys can not hear it in the background, but my dog is going to town on a bone, and it is really loud, at least for me. Hopefully not for you guys. So he does not play the Shambling Vent, or does not attack with the Shambling Vent, which I was kind of hoping he would have done. Let's just go ahead and try to put another threat on the board. And we'll see if he wants to... I'm surprised he didn't just Utter End right there. That way he could have had all of his mana up. But if he's looking to Ruinous Path with Awaken here, that would make some sense. Alright, and he did attack in. That was fast. So we can actually go ahead and Ruinous Path his guy. Unfortunately, we've been missing our land drops, unlike our opponent. And there's Dragon Lord Ojutai. And this is going to clear the way for us to at least read the bones, though. And I probably should have left out my island. That was definitely a wrong play on my part. Because then I actually want both of these. Yeah, because I could have... If I had played the Smoldering Marsh, I could have left up the island, hoping to get a land that can bring in another island. And I'm just going to play this. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of ways to deal with Dragon Lord Ojutai right now. Ooh, but we can deal with that. I was going to say, if he plays a counterspell on that, that would be fine with us, because we are hoping to hit a land and steal his Ojutai. He does have Utter End, though, and Languish. Well, Languish doesn't really matter too much, but Utter End does. But we would at least get it out of his hand, I guess. No, I think I'm going to play the Thunderbreak Regent. Holding up Silumgar's Scorn. This way, if he attacks in with anything, we can kill it. But also holding up the... Oh, he's got Ultimate Price and... Yeah, so we could counter that. It's not going to do us a lot of good, though. I mean, it'll just make sure that he gets his Utter End out. Ooh, yeah. So if we get his Utter End out of his hand, then our Dragonlord Silumgar will come in and take his Ojutai. Maybe he drew Murderous Cut? Oh, Dig Through Time, maybe? Surprised he didn't just use Utter End to kill my Regent. Excuse me for 1 second while the stack resolves. Okay, so he did dig through time, but he didn't find an answer. Huh. So, I mean, we could play the Dragonlord Silumgar, but unfortunately it's just gonna die next turn. Ooh. So we could play Dragonlord Silumgar, take Jace. And then with Jace we could replay Duress. Yeah, so we just want to make sure that we have a black mana source up. Yeah, we can't take Ojutai, but we can take Jace. Oh, shoot. He did have the counterspell. I feel like we had to go for it there, though. I think that's probably going to put the nail in the coffin, unfortunately. Yeah, Esper has been a fairly difficult matchup I've found with this deck because it's trying to be fairly controlling, and Esper is just a, it's over the top. This is the control deck in the format. Well, at least we'll get to kill Jace, but that's about it. So it's definitely difficult to out-control a control deck. So that's why in the sideboard we will end up siding in more creatures, more card draw spells. Alright, and with that we concede. Go to game 2. Alright, so we definitely want Stratus Dancer, Dig Through Time, Sarkhan. We don't need Ruinous, or we don't need... I mean, Fiery Impulse is good against Jace, but that's about it. We could... I think we'd probably be better off just keeping in a couple Draconic Roars. I think Murderous Cut... Yeah, we definitely want to keep Murderous Cut. We could bring in the other Tasigur. Infinite Obliteration would actually be really good against Ojutai. Alright, so we're starting to have too much. I have a feeling Icefall Regent is probably a little too slow. Silumgar's Command, I think, not quite what we're looking for. I mean, it deals with Jace, but it doesn't deal with much else. I really like Kolaghan. I like Sarkhan. Kolaghan's command seemed a tad clunky there, but I think it's okay. Yeah, let's go like this. I don't have the sideboard completely figured out, so I'm not sure how to side for each game. I just have ideas that I want to go with. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep that. We will be able to have a turn 2 Silumgar Scorn. This is kind of one of the issues I've been running into. I have just so many big spells. I just need to hit my lands to get there. And Mastery is actually a difficult card for us to deal with. Let's get rid of that. Draconic Roar was a very good draw right there, in case our opponent has Jace. But it appears he does not. Not knowing whether I'm going to hit a land makes me really close to going and getting a Smoldering Marsh, but I think I'm going to hold off. And just grab a mountain right now so that everything will come into play untapped. Alright, now we sit in. So the Flooded Strand can get us either a Sunken Hollow or a basic island. I think we definitely want the Sunken Hollow. The unfortunate part about that is it does not get us a red source, which is what we need right now. Also, I feel like we would obviously just be playing into a probable Ojutai's Command, which we haven't seen so far, so maybe it was just a Silumgar Scorn. And there's a land. I don't necessarily need to crack these, but I don't feel it hurts me either to do it right now. I'm going to try to run out Sarkhan in case our opponent is holding up. Actually, I think Thunderbreak Regent is more or less critical for us. And he actually made it on the board. But he's going to die already. I expected either removal or counterspell. That's kind of what you deal with in these control matchups. And we're already getting really close to a dig through time, so it's nice that we have two of them in our hand already. Our opponent is just doing the sit back and watch. That's not my style. So here, I'm torn between Kolaghan or Sarkhan. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Sarkhan. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that hit that, including negate, which I could definitely see our opponent having in his sideboard. Ooh, scatter to the winds with... Okay. I mean, the good thing is when we have... next turn when we have the mana, we can get rid of his Shambling Vent. But he is going to gain a decent amount of life off of it. And he gets to dig through time first, it looks like. The good thing is that it opens us up for our own dig through time. And what's really handy is that Shambling Vent is always a 3/3 now. Yeah, we just want to kill it right now. We could look to play the Stratus Dancer, but I think I just want to land my dig through time now when the door is open. Alright, so cards that we're going to want to delve away include Draconic Roar, pretty much all of our lands, and I think Thunderbreak Regent. Because I am preparing to be able to hopefully activate Tassiger. Ooh, Infinite Obliteration seems... Infinite Obliteration and a Counterspell, I think, is what I would like to go with here. I want to get rid of as many of his win conditions as possible. Plus, if we can land this card, we will be able to see what he's got in his deck outside of Dragon Lord Ojutai. We also have the Counterspell backup in case he counters ours. It looks like he's digging again, probably. We could do it right back at him if we wanted to. I don't know that that's what I plan on, though. So full grip of cards. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to try to take away his win conditions. Holy cows. We've got so many cards on here. Alright, Dragon Lord Ojutai. And he had one of them in his hand. I'm going to write down what he's got here. He's got another dig through time. Dig, Foul Tongue, Languish, Scorn, Surge. Yeah, I guess that hits us pretty good. Other win conditions he's got is Obnixilis, Jace, and then Dragonlord Silmgar. Oh, he's got the other Silumgar as well. Wow, he's got he's got the 4th dig through time, which is going to be unfortunate for us. Yeah, so with this Foul Tongue Invocation, we definitely want to be looking to play our... Gosh, he's just got so many answers to us. Gonna be tough. Alright, so here, I think I want to play my Stratus Dancer face down. That way it can stop any instant or sorcery. So just save itself, make him have to use 2 removal spells on Stratus Dancer. Unfortunately, this will open the door for him to go ahead and dig through time once again on his turn if he wants to. And it looks like he's going to. Wow. Another dig. 3 digs resolved. That's definitely going to be a difficult thing for us to come back from. Stratus Dancer actually doesn't die to Surge, which is good to know. There's Jace. And sadly, we don't have a way to remove Jace right now. We can do Read the Bones so that we get some cards. Otherwise, we could look to do Kolaghan and Stratus Dancer, attack in for 9. Get him down to 11. Actually, maybe even playing the Thunderbreak Regent is the right move here. Either way, we're going to attack in for sure. I think we go ahead and hold back. I mean, he's got Languish, but Languish doesn't kill Tasigur. So we could play our Thunderbreak Regent and our Tasigur. No, we don't have counter magic up. But getting him down a ways is going to be important. I would think he would then play Languish to kill our 2 creatures. Yeah, I think I just have to go for it when he doesn't have counter magic up. Oh, we are actually 1 short of casting Tasigur right now. Okay. Well, this is going to draw out the Languish, I'm sure. Because it would just be foolish of him to use, something more along the lines of Utter End to target our Thunderbreak Regent. He won't want to use his Surge either because it'll take him down to 5, which is actually within dying range of Kolaghan. Luckily, his Jace is not going to flip just yet. Oh my, wow. Him delving away, or discarding his Silumgar's Scorn is surprising to me. I would think that that is a sign that he probably has another counter element in his hand. But we already know 3, well, I guess Scorn now is gone. So we know he's got Languish and Surge of Righteousness. I'm very surprised to see that he did not play Languish. I'm just going to attack and see what he does. The Draconic Roar could easily win it for us, but we also have Silumgar Scorn, so we can try to counter something. Yeah, so if he doesn't have a way to remove both creatures, Draconic Roar is just going to kill him. Now we'll see if he has a negate. Oh, he doesn't. All right, going to round 3, or game 3. Whew, this is difficult. All right, he had the Obnixilis up. All right, we probably want as many creatures as we can, honestly. And Disdainful Stroke seems like I should have definitely been playing that in the first place. He's probably quite surprised that I had Draconic Roar still in my deck there, which I am very tempted to take out now. Actually, Crux just doesn't really make sense in this matchup. I'm very close to wanting to play Silumgar's Command. Take out the Draconic Roars. You know, he'll still be playing around it, even though we won't be looking to play it. Alright, so what do we want to... I mean, I don't know that Kolaghan's Command is really the best option here. I do like the making him discard a card, but I just think we need more threats. Our deck is built to have more threats than his, so... Yeah, let's get rid of the Kolaghan's Command. We're going with the Monster Dragon package. Alright. I don't typically play controlled decks, so seeing myself under 10 minutes is surprising. Oh, what a bummer. This is not a keeper hand. Unfortunately, our opponent kept one mulligan. Not quite what we want, but we do have a Scry, and it's a slow matchup. Get out of here. Alright, so I'm just banking on this being a slow matchup to draw us into some, I don't know, some action. You know, we don't have a ton to do until turn 4 anyway. Alright, so we could try to get at least a counter out of him, or just looking at his hand I think is going to be important. We'll see if he allows us to see. Duress has been insanely good in this matchup so far. I would love to find a way to get a third Duress in my sideboard for sure. Alright, so we do bait a counter out of him. And so he's got Silumgar the Drifting Death in his hand. Alright, now we have our own... I'm going to play out the Shivan Reef because I want to be able to hold up Silumgar Scorn if I need to. Our lucky opponent has Shambling Vent, which takes the place of our Shivan Reef. That's kind of the difficult thing with Grixis, is having to play these pain lands they don't feel good, and that's probably one part of the reason why people are doing Esper. That and, white is really strong, especially with sideboard cards right now. Simple things like Utter End are really important to you. Alright, so we will just go ahead and hopefully we'll see him try to play like a Dig Through Time. We'll go ahead and sack that. Grab our Sunken Hollow. Alright, and I think it's time to... We'll go ahead and try to duress him again. If at the very least we're stopping his counter spells. Yeah, so we've got 2 counter spells out of his hand already. And I didn't see like a whole bunch of Dispel, Negate, Disdainful Stroke. I did see, 1 or 2 Scatter to the Winds? I don't think that this duress is worth fighting over. We could go ahead and play our Icefall Regent. And I'm just going to grab the mountain. It leaves some of our other fetch lands open to finding stuff later. Alright. So we did expect to lose him there. Alright, Dig Through Time. Unfortunately, this time he does have mana up for a counterspell. But we have a counter in our hand. Unfortunately, it's a soft counter because we don't have our Icefall Regent in our hand anymore. I don't really want to risk running our Dig Through Time into a counterspell right now. Because unfortunately, if he has Silumgar Scorn, but he's already used up 2 of them. Maybe he has a Scatter to the Winds and we can... I think we have to try for it, unfortunately. Alright, I'm just making sure we have... I don't want to delve away everything, which can make it easier for us later in the game. Alright, so I think we definitely want the Disdainful Strokes, or at least one of them, and maybe Sarkhan? Or else we go for the 2 threats or 3 threats, I guess. We have Tasker as well. I definitely feel I want Sarkhan, and I probably want Icefall Regent. Maybe the most important one is actually Icefall Regent and Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, I'd love to get Sarkhan, but I just don't think that we can. I think we need to make sure that our Silumgar's Scorn is active. All right, so we're down to 4 minutes. I need to start playing a little bit more, less talking. I will try to commentate as much as possible, but this is definitely one of your slower, grindier matchups. So I will probably be playing fairly quick here. My apologies to you viewers. Alright, so we got another dig through time, which is definitely useful. But we're just going to go ahead and sit back. After seeing the Stratus Dancer last game, our opponent, I'm sure, knows what our morph is. And I'm going to play out the Regent. Making sure to hold up as much blue mana as possible. Unfortunately now, if our opponent has a counter spell, we can't do anything against it. But I feel we had to try there. We do know that our opponent plays Languish, so have to watch out for that. Unfortunately, I don't have counter magic up. Ugin. Luckily we have Ruinous Path, which we can play for Awaken. I don't think we could have enough blue mana. Man, it takes a long time to do some of those spells. Ojutai. I think here I'm gonna go ahead and do my dig through time. I want to make sure that I get it off. All right, so I've got all the counter spells you could ever want. I probably took too many there just because I'm a little bit rushed. Here I'm gonna go for the kill. If he has a counter spell, he's got me. But next turn I can do my Icefall Regent and actually hopefully pin down his Ojutai. He's digging through time looking for a counter spell. Alright, under 2 minutes. This is one of those spots where I wish that I was a big counter or big control mage. Alright, so he did get that. And we have 7 lands, so we can play Icefall Regent and... Alright, there we go. Oh, shoot. The unfortunate thing is once Icefall Regent is on the stack, it doesn't count as being in your hand or on the battlefield. So for me to counter that, I just can't. I didn't really think about that one. Yeah, we are pretty well dead now. I don't have a dragon card in my hand. Oh, gosh, this is awful. This is brutal. We just had to try for it. Unfortunately, he can just do 1 mana now. I wish that he would have tried for the Awaken. That is going to be game. I'm certain of it. Not many outs for us now. Yeah, going back, if I had a little bit more time, spending just a extra 30 seconds to really be able to look at what was in that last dig through time that we did, I think I would have been able to figure out a little bit better plan here. Just grabbing 2 counter spells was probably the wrong choice, and well, we have dig through time again. Dragonlord Silumgar. Yeah, we can play Tassiger, but it really doesn't do much good. And if he has a counter, it's over. I mean, we only have 23 seconds left on the clock. I hope you guys can appreciate that this deck has some chances against Control. I'm thinking that I definitely played wrong. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, I ran out of time and I just need to get more used to the deck. But as you can see, you know, against a true Control deck, this deck does have a chance. We did win Game 2. In Game 3, I think we were probably in it a little bit better than it appeared. But this is going to be the end here for us, guys. I mean, of course, I'll still try to fight it out. Don't think I won't. But it's going to be pretty much impossible. I just need to think right now how I'm going to tap my lands. Alright, yep. And with that shambling event, we are dead. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. That was a tough first match. Come on now. Oh, well. You know, that's a Tier 1 deck for you. It's already, you know, people are playing that deck out there. So it shows that this deck has some legs. We just need to work a little bit faster through it. I think I probably talked a little too much in those first couple games. But, oh well. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic.